Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends from around the globe, welcome back to the Trent and Zyori podcast. This is episode number 138. It is bright and early, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, and we're back for the last podcast of the year, I think, December 19th, 2018. We are close to it. We are less than a week away from Christmas, Trent. The countdown has begun, and this is my absolute favorite week of the year, the lead up to Christmas. You're buying presents. You're thinking about presents. You're setting up trees. You're thinking about food. You're going to see family. Woo, 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 woo. I don't know how much you guys enjoy Christmas or what you do out there, but I like getting into the spirit of it.
Yeah, it's the best time of the year, for sure.
Well, bud, so what do we got to wrap up the year? I feel like now sitting here thinking about it for more than 2 seconds, we should have prepared like a nice recap of the year. You know, one of these cliche like, what was your favorite Dota play of the year? What was your favorite drama of the year? You know, we had a lot to unpack this year, and maybe we can get into some of it live. But do we have any great juicy dramas to follow? It feels like the drama train has died down since we last spoke because the drama of dramas has basically been solved. You know, players are taking some time, teams are going to the major, and now we're amidst this time in the schedule when there's basically nothing happening for DPC, nothing at all.
Yeah, pretty much the only real news, I guess, would have been the Milan and Fear situation. That's pretty much the biggest, drama.
Okay.
Milan being kicked from J-Storm and Fear replacing him. Just kind of insane.
The old guys coming back.
Yep. But, I mean, that's just kind of it's a combination of, the way I guess I kind of looked at it was like, last year, when could you really kick someone? There was like a small gap where it was like, if you couldn't kick someone after you qualified with them, right? That was part of the deal.
I think
if
so.
you were kicking a player, you couldn't go to the event. So now this year, that's not the case. You'll get penalized and stuff like that, but Milan just played through all these qualifiers with them, and they qualified for the major, and then after minor qualifiers, he gets kicked, which is really shitty, first off, because that means he can't even have a chance at playing on a minor team.
So he's out for the rest of this whole cycle until the next one starts, assuming he can find a team before the next one starts.
Right, now for example, the only way he gets to go to a major or a minor is someone else gets kicked for him, which is a really shitty situation for him.
Right.
Because I'm sure he doesn't feel too great about that. Mm-hmm. But, it's like, on the one hand, I feel very bad because, that really sucks for Milan because he just played through all those qualifiers. But at the same time, I kind of understand from a team point of view, like, when are you supposed to change players then, Sure, in an ideal world, they would have gotten Fear directly after the major and, then it would have worked and they would have done the qualifiers together and maybe they still would have won. But Fear was still on another team because during the last major cycle, Fear was probably playing with some people and being like, okay, the second this ends, it's major qualifiers. We need to be ready. So you're practicing out with those people. So, of course, you want to take a shot with those people you've been practicing with. And then, of course, he didn't make it. So then, if a team wants you more than someone else, then who are we to try and police that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the shitty part about having a set 5 players for every team that play in everything, and there really is no sub role. I mean, yeah, there are a couple teams that have a sub player. It exists in a certain context, but not really. We never talk about the sub for Team Liquid and how often they rotate him in and all that kind of stuff. It's boom or bust. The only time you really ever get to play is if somebody has a freak accident or breaks their hand or has a back injury or a visa issue or some other circumstance that really is still pretty rare in the grand scheme of things. It's not that often a player is truly denied access to an event because of a visa, right? 33 at the KL Major is one of the few examples I can think of in recent memory. It's been difficult. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is still relatively rare. So this chain event or this chain reaction happens anytime a player is kicked like this. Like you said, what's going to happen now? Is he going to join a new team? Who's going to get kicked to make space for him? Then who's going to get kicked to make space for that player? Who knows how deep it's going to go, but it is an unfortunate reality of this still relatively rigid system that we have, even though this is more flexible than it has been in the past.
What's so crazy about this kick, though, is that I can't make an argument for anyone else being a better player on J-Storm than Milan was. I think Milan was their best player. How wild is that he's the guy that gets kicked? I don't really think you can maybe argue that Moo is, I could entertain a discussion between Moo and Milan. But other than that, I don't think there's really a question of who's been performing the best on that squad. So it just seems wild that he's the one getting kicked, but it also makes sense, right? Because March and Fear have been playing, kind of together, as in like they've known each other for a very long time since Dota 1. Demon recently joined as the coach, who is also very good friends with both March and Fear. So with Fear being a free agent and trying to get back into the game as much as he can, it's not shocking that he would end up on their team. And Milan even said in his post, March told him it was either him or Forev. And obviously that's not going to happen because, of course, Forev and March are, the two Korean bros, ride or die.
Yeah. Well, in theory, I mean, who knows? Everyone thought Fly and No Tail were ride or die, and then it died. So that does happen, right? Ride or die only lasts so long. It's a binary state of being. But the thing with these kind of kicks are it's hard to evaluate what's going on internally. From our side, this player looks good, but maybe they feel like he's been way too greedy in that position, or it could be a play style thing. It could be a communication thing. Maybe he looks good in game, but he's kind of toxic to play with. Maybe he's not communicating with the team. Maybe there's some shit going on in his life that we don't know about. Maybe he's distracted. I have absolutely no idea. I haven't seen this team play that much.
Course.
I haven't been watching that much NA. But I think Milan was on the 4, right? It's a straight up position swap, so Fear's playing 4. I don't know. I think after watching this CIS tournament at BTS, supports definitely have a driving role right now, and you're seeing more teams do this hard 5 where they buy all the support items, so your 4 actually plays this semi-core kind of style where you can buy some items and by 30 minutes have 1 or 2 decent items or auras to contribute to the team. Maybe it was a playstyle thing. Maybe they feel like Fear can help them drive the game. He's got some leadership experience himself, so maybe it'll mesh well with March. I'm optimistic, dude. Call me a dick, but I think it could be a good move for the team.
I'm very curious to watch it. I love March. I really want him to do well. I had a very good time with him at TI.
You say Milan was playing well, though, but did they qualify for anything?
Yeah, they qualified for the major. They took first slot in both major qualifiers.
Fuck.
Like in the first major qualifier and this major qualifier.
Yep. That's a shit one there, Jerry.
Yeah, it just sucks. And he's just so fucking good, dude. I have no doubt that he will get on another team.
Oh, wow. So Complexity actually took first in that qualifier for ESL. 3-1 to J-Storm in the finals.
Yes, that was the questionable one. That was one where they were kind of surprised. I think they lost that one.
That was December 9th, so that was 10 days ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
when is this ESL event?
I love in the Twit longer. Day after arrival, I get my P1 visa, and then he just gets kicked right after.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's February 22nd through 24th. That's when this Katowice event is. 2019, another non-DPC tournament. ESL, man.
Is that the next ESL?
I believe
Katowice?
So. Yeah, that's what all these qualifiers.
I want to go to these ESL tournaments, dude. The last one, it was so good. Hamburg was fucking amazing.
I know.
As a talent.
Me too.
I won all of these. Baby.
It's over
ESL
for me, though.
up.
I haven't worked in ESL in ages. I have tried. Every ESL that looks good, I say, hey, guys, I just want to let you know that I've been doing some good work. I'd love to do good work for you. Let's have an accord, and nah, just Trent, please.
Just Trent.
Thank you.
Thanks, but no thanks.
We just need Purge and Trent for this one. Thank you very much. We've got play-by-play covered. But no, dude, the ESL events have really stepped it up. They've been sick.
Yeah, and then MDL Macau just got announced this morning. Another one back there. Talk of places you want to go, man. I would love to go there.
Yeah, another one that I've never worked. I have bid on many an MDL event, but they've always gone the BTS way. Tip my hat to the fair competitors here. Let's take a look. MDL
Magods.
Yeah, Magods, MLD. So in 2019. Oh, so it's the same time as this ESL event.
Hype.
It's February 20th through 24th. Dude, I might have a chance to work one of these events, Trent. Something is going to give. There are 2 Tier 2 events on different sides of the globe at the same time. They're kind of competing, but not really because they're opposite time zones mostly. Oh, my God, bud. I'm excited. Somebody get me a contact at MDL. I'm going to Macau, motherfuckers.
I just got to find out which one you're at so I can go to the other one.
Fuck. Well, yeah, all right. You can go. We'll divide and conquer. You can go to ESL. And I'll go to Macau. LGD and VP.
Sure. I'll hand out the Moonduck pamphlets while I'm there.
Yeah, have fun in Poland in the middle of winter, bro. I'm going to China. VP and LGD, though. I mean, that's sick. Although, let's take a look at the roster for ESL. This one's actually sick as well. Secret, NIP, OG, Pain, Fnatic, Alliance, Team Aster, Forward, Gambit, Complexity, and still one more TBD from China, plus a TNC Predator mixed in there.
Yeah, these are sick events.
Wow.
I mean, you said tier 2, but I don't think you meant team-wise. I assume you meant just because they're not DPC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. No, it's really not a team. I mean, I didn't have the team list in front of me when I said that. And to be fair, MDL only has 2 teams lined up. But VP and LGD are 2 hell of a start type teams. What is DPL Season 6? Because the winner of that actually gets a spot at MDL Macau.
It's the China land, basically.
It's like kind of like a China qualifier. Vici, Newbie, IG Vitality,
Dota Pro League.
regular IG. Yep, it's
DPL's sick, dude. It's so sick.
It's all your standard big boys there.
Yeah. Man. China Dota, man. I need to watch more China Dota. I can't do the crazy sleep schedules as hard as I used to anymore, so I don't get to watch China.
I'm fucking old, man. I can't do it either.
It's rough.
This event was as hard as I can push it without getting stressed. The CIS one I did. It was like 5 a.m. start time. Yeah, 5 a.m. start time. So waking up at like 4:30-ish in the morning, going to sleep at like 7:30 or 8. Once you get on that schedule, it's actually not that bad. It's fairly easy to conk out when the sun goes down if you're
let's talk that event, by the way, because I just want to say Dakota, man, he slams another one out of the park. This guy can just make events out of nothing. Like, is that not what just happened again?
Yeah, no, that's
that's pretty much how Kings Cup started. It's like, hey, look, an empty hole in a schedule. Who wants to come to California?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's like the way BTS announces their events, right? They kind of block off these dates. So they were forced to move the summit, and that means they still have this window that's like kind of prime territory. You know, end of the year, right before Christmas, ad rates are good. People are off. There's no other events really going on. It is still the perfect time to do something. And the great thing about CIS, it reminds me of Mr. Cat a little bit, where the teams are just hungry for it. They're just thankful you're doing anything. You know, these are all the teams that either didn't make it to the minor or didn't make it to the major or just legit are trying to practice and figure out the patch still and aren't really playing in too many other events or didn't finish in the qualifiers the way they wanted for ESL. So it was teams that still felt like they had something to prove, that are still kind of tentatively staying together. And, you know, it makes it fun when you can have all of them focus on this kind of an event with no other distractions. It was long days. You know, it was
long days.
10 games a day for the first 3, 2 BO5s, so a full group stage. And then that led into a bracket with some 2 teams seated up top, 4 teams seated down bottom, all BO3 until the BO5 finals in the bracket. So it was really cool. You get to see these teams evolve over the course of a couple days. You really get to see the variance across the drafts. You'll see some heroes that start completely ignored, come up in popularity. Their 3rd or 4th pick, all of a sudden their 2nd or 1st pick, all of a sudden they're banned out. Basically the story of Beastmaster, that tournament, right? By the end of it, he was first banned every single game. I don't think we saw him once in the finals. That hero.
What was he played more as a role? Because I didn't get to watch too much of this tournament, unfortunately.
3 and 4.
It was mostly 3?
Mostly 4, I think. It seems to vary, and it definitely depends on how teams play their 4 and their 5. Again, there's some credence to that super hard 5, like almost 6 position, and let that 4 vacuum a little bit of extra space in the lanes when rotations are happening. All Beastmaster really needs are a couple of bracers and a Vlad's. It seems like that's the core kit for that guy, and then you can 5-man pretty fucking hard at 15 minutes.
Dude. That hero is insane with the new Vlads. He's basically Crystal Maiden in terms of the mana aura, if you want to hang out with him. He has an aura that boosts your attack speed and then an item that just flat out boosts your flat damage. So then, of course, in combination, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. So a lot of Dazzle, a lot of off-lane Dazzle, and a lot of mid-Dazzle, kind of 2 and 3, building very much not the Necro style. And I guess we did see that. In mid, you go Necro, off-lane 50-50, but it's always into Guardians. That's kind of the key thing. You rush up the Guardians, and then you grab something after that. Any kind of use active on that hero is incredible. You know, your pipe, that's kind of the big one that we saw people start gravitating towards. Drums feel a little kind of you know?
I saw it. I don't know if this was
Bat
true
Rider's
or not. I saw
the only
there was a
hero
post
that I think they feel okay on.
The movement speed seems bugged on drums right now. It might be
Really?
part of the issue why they don't feel too good.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
that could be some of it. A lot of Earth Spirit action, though, dude. I'm telling you, the 4s are really driving the game right now. Outside of the 1s, this is really a 1 meta. There's this whole cast of heroes that feel like they can get involved early on. Like Anti-Mage is no longer this, I don't do anything till I have Battle Fury Manta, unless you're really in dire straits. You know, if you have decent lanes,
unless you're playing in pubs.
And you've got, right, but if you've got coordination, you've got decent supports, he is hard to shut down. The spell shield makes a lot of heroes that used to counter anti-mage in terms of hard lockdown, not hard lockdown anymore. Anything with a projectile, for the most part, he can dodge relatively easily. The blink scales very well. He actually does a lot of damage, and now Battle Fury is this item that lets you actually do damage. At 10 minutes, we're seeing anti-mage with treads, 2 wraith bands, and the beginning of a perseverance actually rotate and start getting involved in kills. You know, Medusa is this hero that is good in the laning stage with the snake, good in the mid game because she can 5-man fight with her ultimate, do AoE damage, hit towers for full damage, and still kill shit around her. And then she scales really well into the late game. Level 20, she gets the fucking plus mana talent, and she becomes a whole new beast. PA is the exact same thing. You get these farming items, and they unlock you to become a fighting hero as well. And those heroes are absolutely fucking ridiculous right now. Absolutely,
yeah, especially
insane.
PA.
PA is nuts. AM is nuts. Medusa is nuts. We saw a little bit of PL played. We interviewed a few players. They described PL as the leftovers. You know, all my other carries are banned, so I guess I'll take PL. Lifestealer is total dumpster. Didn't see him once. Morphling is a potential carry. We saw a little bit of Terrorblade action, but Morphling is good against AM and PA because he can morph them, and then you've got Waveform and the Blink or the Blink Strike. So if you're keeping tempo, like even farm or half an item ahead, Morphling can just play aggressive and you literally can't run away from him. And that's what PA and Anti-Mage rely on, that like reset, jumping out of fights and then coming back in, then jumping out and coming back in and fighting around burst. I will say PA has a timing at level 20 that is nuts. If you've got BKB and Triple Dagger and Battle Fury and you're starting to push a Basher, like, dude, there is a window there where you are a fucking god. For a good 5 to 10 minutes. And, you know, if you know how to push that timing advantage, Triple Dagger with BKB is bananas.
That's probably one of the craziest talents right now.
It's so good.
Did you have any, like, majorly breakout heroes? Was there anything, like, specifically impressive by anyone? Any cool supports or cores or anything?
We saw, so Kodos is a mid on, God damn it, I forget which team now. He's playing on, you know, let me just pull up the event here. I can't believe... It's not Summit.
I don't know many of the rosters of those teams.
Butter. Yeah, I get them confused. They all blend together. So Team Empire Hope. Empire's doing the China model now,
yes.
where they've got
what
Team
are they, Hope and Faith or something?
And Team Faith. Yeah, so Team Hope is the one that played in this tournament. They went pretty far. Where did they place third? So they actually did pretty well. They made top 3. Their mid, Kodos, played a lot of OD and made that hero look really good. We debated a lot about Lich Grimstroke. I think that combo is actually a little bit overrated in the sense that it's not worth like first picking that combo. It's not like an every game kind of thing because they are glass cannon type supports. And neither of them can do the same thing that an Earth Spirit can. So there's just a drawback to having that double ranged, like mage spellcaster, cloth wearer, so to speak, support. I think it's really, really good if you have 3 other heroes that are a frontline. If you have like a Centaur, an AM, and like a Medusa or somebody else mid that is sort of sitting in the front, and then your supports sit in the far back, and then they get their shit off to counter initiate.
Let's say you have like, I don't know, Crystal Maiden, Earthshaker. That's like a support duo in a vacuum that just works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the other 3 heroes don't matter. But I would definitely agree with Grimstroke and Lich, especially because like I played some games with Grimstroke, Lich, and then like you have like a Doom or something on your team, and it's just god tier because you ink swell this guy and you put the Frost Shield, and no one can get away, and he stuns everyone, and it's hilarious. But when it gets into the actual like mid game and stuff, like you need a PA, you need a Morphling, you need someone who can actually get on top and abuse. So
and it's a very much like play from ahead type strategy. It can be difficult if they have like a really good carry who's farmed. You guys just get chewed up real quick before you can even use the combo. But definitely good against Wisp lineups as well. I think that is a go-to combo. You know how people used to say Witch Doctor is a go-to counter pick to Wisp? Now Grimstroke Lich is Witch Doctor on fucking steroids. It is so hard to play against. A lot of vengeful spirits in the mid and like in the off lane. I think 1 or 2 4 rolls, but Venge with charges on her ult. We saw a couple games that
Did you
were
say
like
in the mid.
Mid Venge. Yep.
Oh, I
Kodos
missed
also
that.
played.
I
We
didn't
saw
see any of those.
Many a mid Venge. Same deal. You just build aura items. You just go
Yeah.
Tread, Double Wraith, Vlad's, and then Blink or Force Staff or Hurricane Pike or Deso. Sometimes Sanjin Yasha. Whatever you need in that game, maybe an AC. We saw a few games like literally 20 to 25 minutes. They're charging up high ground. We're like, okay, if they fail this team fight, they lose the game. Venge hits one swap, they kill it. Okay, it's a 5v4. Runs back, another swap. Okay, it's a 5v3. And then they just kill him. They literally kill the barracks and end the game. And we're just like, holy shit. Venge's double swap just ended that game. It's rare that you can say a single hero just set that up, but I mean, you can run her mid for the experience so you can get level 2, maybe level 3 ultimate for that timing push. The reach on it is fucking absurd. And if you have combos with it, we saw a lot of really good timing pushes like that. Very impressive.
One of my favorite sites, I'll link it in chat, that I like to use is the Dota 2 Pro Tracker, because you can really spot like what people are spamming or what's being really successful right now in pubs. And right after the patch, for about a month, Vengeful Spirit was one of the highest in terms of success. She had about a 56% win rate, being picked quite a bit too. So I started watching a lot of pubs with her, and it basically came down to that double swap. It's just ridiculous.
It's really good.
Like
it's really good. If you get a force staff on top of it, you're so mobile.
Yeah. And I will say, some of you are going to be clicking on this right now to use it because it is a very good site. But just keep in mind, always keep things in context. Like especially right now, you'll see Bloodseeker's been picked 115 times. He's got 63% win rate. That is really good. But just remember that Bloodseeker tends to be picked to counter heroes specifically. So that's probably a lot of like 10th pick Bloodseekers that are being picked against Slarks or something. So don't look at this and be like, oh my god, Bloodseeker is so broken. He's probably really good. But I think heroes like Earth Spirit, who you're seeing like 56% win rate, 422 picks, that's a broken hero because this guy is just like second or first picked every game in high level matches, and he still has such a ridiculous win rate.
Yeah. The other thing about Venge is the illusion that you get after you die is super sick. It feels like this hero now that has this crazy synergy where you can go for YOLO swaps because if you die, you still get to do stuff, and it's a pain in the ass to target the illusion.
Doesn't it do nothing? Doesn't it just right click and give vision basically?
Yeah, but if you're in the mid, it actually does decent damage. I think it does 100% of your hero damage.
Oh, that's true, I suppose. I've only been playing against support Venges.
Yeah, so if you're like a 2 and you're the highest level in the game, you're pushing high ground at like 20 minutes, it still hurts. You can kill supports with it, but it also keeps auras. So if you build Vlad's and then you die and the illusion doesn't die, you can keep Vlad's up for your entire team. It's a pretty nice. But it seems like damage swing is really where it's at. Like minus armor, plus armor, things like Guardian Greaves. That's why Dazzle's so good because he's AoE sustain. Anything that changes that kind of flow of how the mid-game fights go in terms of big mitigation or big damage done seem very good. Vlad's is absolutely broken. You need to build around auras right now. With no Aquila, Vlad's is just a cheaper, better alternative. It's an interesting time for Dota right now. It seems like a lot of shit is viable.
Was there a lot of like versatility? Like, I guess I'll have to look at the.
There was a fair bit. We did see a couple Chens. I think Chen is actually a sleeper hero right now. This next cycle, I think the minor
He's hard
and major,
to figure out right now. I find.
I think we are going to see a few teams really, really make this hero look broken, and then it's going to be insta-banned against certain teams. I don't know if Alliance will make it look that good, but in this tournament, they played around it pretty well. It's just a sick hero, dude. You can still do all of the same early game ganking, pressure, all this kind of stuff, but now you can just recall people in. You have this crazy global effect where he is the counter to split push. You can just TP back, and then he pulls you right back into the fight. You know, he gives you that Ember Spirit presence for your whole team. It's pretty nice. So
you guys had 87 different heroes picked or banned? That's not bad. That's pretty
good.
Pretty good considering how short. Like, the most picked is like 16. So that's not bad at all, honestly.
Yeah, we definitely saw some trends, but we saw some variety as well.
Yeah, it's pretty much all the heroes you mentioned in terms of the top ones. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing Mag was just banned every game. Yeah, most banned.
Yeah, not
Mag,
every game.
IOPA.
But we saw Mag get a lot of priority. Yeah, definitely got played a fair bit. Seems like Magnus is sort of just broken in general right now if you have somebody that can play it. Juggernaut seems really shitty. We saw a few Juggernaut games, a couple with a Magnus, and it just seems like Juggernaut does not do very much at all.
I see that he went 1-6.
Yeah. So maybe that's just some sample size. I don't know what it was, but the hero just doesn't feel tuned. Like he matches up against an anti-major, farm at 15 minutes, and AM just
he went 1-5. Puck went 1-6.
Puck had a rough tournament. It was definitely brutal. No Pango actually played Pango quite a bit. So little tip, if you're casting at the major, because I think that's what No Pango qualified for, right? They're going to the major?
Yes. I don't know. Probably. They were the first one. Yeah.
First, yeah.
Techies
is going to be a hotly contested hero with this team.
That's Zayats is on that team, right?
Correct. Yeah. So they had a couple games where the Techies looked really good. They did like first or second picket a couple times. Towards the end, it seemed like Spirit had them figured out, and they could not play the Techies against them very well. So it'll be interesting to see if other teams let it go or if they end up just keeping this hero banned. But I think that is actually valuable for a team like this going into a major. Like, you know, what's the point of a team playing in a 20K Cup when they're about to compete for millions? Having a hero in your arsenal and those teams look back into your research and go, holy shit, this team loves Techies. That's one more ban that they have to deal with. You know, that's just that little tiny edge that you get against some of these teams that, you know, might not have the strongest drafters already. It's kind of cool. It was a neat tournament to see these teams really, really give it their all. And it was a fun group. Dakota, Kyle, and Grant. Got to have a good time. Kyle
that's pretty
definitely
excellent.
got triggered a couple times at how bad the Dota was. There were a few poor decisions made. I think Shotgun Morphling is pretty much dead. Don't buy Sanj and Yasha into E-Blade. It's real bad. It's real bad.
So I was going to move on from Dota to something else for a second, but before I moved on from Dota, I just wanted to, do you have any prediction as to who's going to get kicked from Milan?
Just in general?
I have two guesses. I think it's either going to be Saksa from NIP. Condolences, Saksa. That would be my most likely, I think. And then my only other guess would be Nusham from Team. I mean, it sucks. It's a shitty thing to say, but I mean, I'm sure Nusham would agree that Milan's a pretty good player who's in NA right now. And I don't think there's any teams at the major that he'll get on, but in terms of these minor teams, like, I could definitely see, like, because he used to play with 3-3. So I could see, like, there's already a connection there with NIP, and then Team would just straight up be like, oh, hey, it's Milan. So,
yeah,
we'll see if that comes true.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good answer, and not much is coming to me. I feel like it's got to be a team that hasn't really qualified for too much. I guess NIP is a good example. I feel like I haven't watched them enough specifically to be able to hard agree that Saksa is like an obvious weak one for them. Do
you want to sponsor No Pango?
Kind of.
How much do you think that would cost us? Do you guys want a crowdfund?
I don't know.
Can we call them the Trent and Zyori podcast team?
I really like. You know, somebody did reach out to me a while ago about sponsoring a CIS team of top tier players, and I don't know what team it was for. He wouldn't tell me. It might be these guys though, and it wasn't that cheap. If it was, it also could have been Team Spirit. So I'm not really sure. But
I say Trent and Zyori podcast, and they have to say it fully every time, like PSG LGD. I want to hear Trent and Zyori podcast. Take the road.
And now the Trent and Zyori podcast push up to mid. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a dank sponsor. Maybe I should reach out. Be like, hey, you know what, guys? I was really motivated by your play. Let's do this.
Be like a last minute. Call them like the day before when no one else, when it's clear that no one else has made a deal, and we'll try and lowball them.
I don't think Sema was playing in the tournament. Was he? If you look at like Dota Buff, I'm pretty sure he wasn't. We mentioned it a few times. Somebody had a weird tag. The other four were playing 100%. And maybe he was, and I just didn't recognize his tag. I might also just be misremembering. There's a chance that I'm screwing the pooch here.
Was it Foggy?
I could have sworn. Well, it all just
he was playing.
He was playing.
At least he was in the final.
Okay. He might have just had a different tag on then.
That's probably
No Pango is one of those weird ones where a lot of them were on different teams still. Only one of them was listed as No Pango. So might just be an old thing. All right, my bad. I redact it. Take it back.
Redacted. I did notice that it was a reverse sweep in the finals, right?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
And it was
pretty hype.
wild because who came back and won it? Was it Spirit? I don't know.
Yes, yeah. Spirit were down 2 games and they came back and won.
So Spirit had lost the series before that 0-2 as well. So they were down 0-4 just in general, and then they swept it for 3 games at the end. It was pretty exciting.
Wow.
A pretty hype finish, Trent. We were really going bananas.
Well, outside of the world of Dota, I missed so much stuff this week. I was supposed to be doing the NADCL starting up again. I mean, this is still Dota related, but I guess outside of what we've been up to lately. There's another season of PPD's League coming up, so that'll be good to watch. I couldn't do the seeding show again this time because I was too sick, so that was unfortunate. I've been enjoying watching those. You got to cast a couple of them last season, a couple with Mason, I believe.
I did. Yep, I got to do a few. It was fun.
Yep, so that's a good time. So you guys will be watching out for that in the near future. What else? There were some other things that have been going on in the world. We were going to talk about the Switch today.
Dude,
the
can
Switch
we
is.
ever?
Well, so you have recently, was this before LA that you had purchased the Switch?
Yeah, it was right before I left. Like a couple days before I left, it arrived. I got it on Amazon.
Now, are you only a Pokemon player at the moment?
No, I have Smash, Pokemon, and I installed Arena of Valor because it's free, and I installed Fortnite because it's free. I've only played Fortnite one game, and I didn't know the controls, and I couldn't figure out how to build stuff, and then somebody shot me, and I died.
Excellent.
So,
I still haven't tried Fortnite.
I don't know.
I forgot it was even on the Switch.
I was doing something wrong. But, yeah, I have Smash. I've been playing a fair bit of the Smash single player. I haven't played against anybody yet, but I've just been playing the classic mode, unlocking characters. And I played some of the adventure mode, which is so far pretty easy. I don't really understand it, but it's cool. There is a lot more single player content than I thought. I've been enjoying it way more than I thought I would. It's very, very cool the way they have it set up. It's a great just single player. Takes me right back. The game feels very smooth, at least from my shitty noob perspective. I don't know how it is for all you Melee players out there, but so far so good from my perspective. I haven't unlocked all the heroes or whatever they're called yet. I've probably unlocked like 15 or something. So that's cool. And Pokemon's awesome. I've got three badges. I'm on my way to Lavender Town. Bumped into the Snorlax last night, and I forgot. I can't remember how to find the fucking Poke-Flute. Turned out one of the producers at BTS, big Pokemon guy. So he had Pikachu, so he hooked me up. He traded me a few Pokemon that are only, you can only get in the other version.
Oh, nice.
So that was
got your Oddish or whatever.
That was pretty hype. Yeah, he gave me a couple of tips. I learned a few things, but it's going pretty well. I caught a Chansey. That's pretty exciting. The Pokemon game has gotten harder. I will say it started very easy. I thought it was kind of like a child's game, and thankfully it has gotten more difficult. And they've made the grinding elements a lot easier, where it's more just kind of catching them, and the battles are a little bit less intense, but the gyms and the actual checkpoints are still pretty hard. Like I got my ass kicked by Sarge a couple times. He's man, that Raichu, dude, that thing fucks. It ate my Eevee alive. I had to go catch some sand shrews to level up my Eevee. Times were tough, Trent. But the Switch has been great.
Sorry to distract, but what is this discussion about a HOTS team versus a Dota team?
I don't know.
An ex-HOTS team played in NADCL quals. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's cool.
Dude, Grant, literally couldn't talk. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to come to the pre-show.
Shout out to Grant.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that. There's a HOTS team in an ADCL. That is glorious.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see how they do. That's going to be exciting.
That's pretty funny.
So let's finish up Switch discussion.
Anyway,
and then we'll talk about HOTS.
This was just very entertaining.
So,
in the chat.
No, we'll come back to it, but we're going to try to keep this targeted here, chat, for all those podcast listeners out there. So yeah, the Switch has been great though. I think it was a worthy investment. It's like $300 and about the memory card and the little carrying case and shit. And then the games are a little expensive, $60, but
dude,
let's say round up
fast, eh?
for $500. I feel okay about it. I've already gotten to use it a fair amount. It is the perfect. It's better mobile games that aren't shitty phone games. I think it's impressive how light it is and how well it plays, how well the battery lasts. It's fun on airplanes. I play it before bed. But Smash and Pokemon, I feel like a real Nintendo fan gay, Trent. I'm just loving those old Nintendo.
Welcome, dude.
Pokemon's fun.
Speaking.
Did you say there's a new Pokemon game coming out in 2019?
Yeah, that's in 2019. Yeah, there will be like a new kind of classic harder version of Pokemon.
Okay,
Hopefully.
I'm excited. I'm probably gonna try that. I'm going back to my Pokemon roots, dude. I'm in. If they need a competitive Pokemon caster, call me up.
Now we're talking.
I'm ready,
dude. We're into that. But
and Pikachu uses the Thunder Shock.
Yeah, you guys have a Craigslist or whatever.
Yeah.
In Canada, we have a thing called Kijiji, which is like pretty much equally as popular. And after Smash launched, I found a Kijiji ad from an unsuspecting person and purchased myself 4 glorious GameCube controllers.
Wow.
So my days have been so good, dude.
That's
I'm tournament organizers. Hit me up. I have everything. This was actually the one I had before, but I got 3 more GameCube controllers off Kijiji.
Are they rare or
I
something?
have
like
4 prepped and ready to go.
Do they not make those anymore? Is that why this is exciting? I don't quite.
Well, they still make them, but these are original. Like these are the 3 that I bought from the guy are like 10-year-old GameCube controllers that were never used. They are so mint condition. They tear up your thumb when you use them. Oh my god. Whew.
Well,
they're so good.
I mean, that's what you need, right?
Yeah, I've had some friends over. They've been working those things. They're like, damn, these are fresh. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they're so fresh, man. Because, I got all 3 of those for less than 1 Pro controller for the Switch. Like, that's my one issue with the Switch is that the money adds up very fast when you're trying to get, like, all the components. You need a carrying case. You need the SD card.
Yes. I went with the 128,
rough.
though. I wanted to go big, I also bought the battery, the really thick battery.
I bought that 256 on Black Friday, yo.
Really? Okay.
My Switch is pumped.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I also figured I wasn't going to buy that many games. I still use the Pokemon cartridge. I actually bought the cartridge for that one.
Cartridges, please.
Well,
please.
I mean,
I guess it would make sense. I should own 1 cartridge theoretically.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. And also, what I thought Pokemon is a game that once I beat it and I switch to the new Pokemon, I'm not going to need it. I can take the cartridge out and put it somewhere.
You could sell it.
I could sell
Maybe.
it. I'm sure that'll
There you
have
go.
great secondhand retail value when the new one comes out. That'll be fun.
Hey, man, it's better than literally nothing for digital.
That is true. That's a fair point. It's just locked to you. Man, digital is really the dream from a business standpoint. That's great. So speaking of business, dude.
Yes.
I want to talk about HOTS because we talked about it a lot off camera at the BTS event, a little bit on camera, and here I can really let loose. Trent, did you follow what happened, kind of? Because I don't know that I dove in completely, but basically they pulled the plug on the whole thing. That's the TLDR. HOTS esports basically doesn't exist anymore compared to what it used to be.
And it was pretty sudden from what I understand. And I also understand that the HOTS team itself didn't really fully grasp what was happening until it was pulled as well. It seems like they were a little thrown in the dark as much as like the player base was. Like I see a lot of the pro players and stuff, of course, are upset, but they were in discussions with Heroes of the Storm developers who were like, oh yeah, we're just working out the details, like should be good. It seemed like they weren't intentionally misleading them.
Well, right. You wonder where in the chain did it become intentional? Because somebody at some point must have known that they were considering pulling the plug on it pretty far in advance.
Probably the person who had the spreadsheets on how much money that esports system was making.
Yeah, exactly, right. And that is an important point to go back to. And I saw a lot of people posting about it on Reddit and the various different threads that were up, and people were having these lively discussions. But Blizzard is a public company, right? Blizzard Activision. They are tied at the knot. All they care about are shareholders' returns and that overall stock price. And let me tell you, that stock price hasn't been looking amazing. It hasn't been great. Overwatch did a little bit of work for it, but I think it's been up and down. The whole economy has been tanking, though, so it's not fair just to say that about Blizzard in a vacuum. But I feel like this is, I don't want to say obvious, but I'm surprised that so many people were surprised. What did you think was happening over at HOTS Esports? That they were making a lot of money? Didn't you notice that all the stuff looked really nice and there were all those people there and there must have been a lot of logistics and flights and cash pumped into it, and that the viewer numbers were like way lower than all the other esports that kind of do the same thing? I don't know how much money they spent or lost on the whole operation, but you can start to do some mental math pretty quick and figure out that was a loss leader, to put it in the most positive context possible, It
was just like, I don't know.
Let's take a look at the.
If I look at other esports, I see other esports sometimes, I can't help but run into Rocket League or CSGO or even like Age of Empires, I'll randomly come across something. I don't think I've ever randomly come across Heroes of the Storm. Like, I've never seen it upvoted high on Reddit. It doesn't just pop up anywhere. It's like I never see viewers anywhere. Like, I never see the streams pop up. Maybe it's just so isolated from me, but it just didn't seem like a. And I was kind of interested in it, to be honest. I played it a couple times. It was kind of cool.
Yikers, dude! Activision
But
Blizzard is not looking good. It's I think it's done worse than the rest of the stock market. Let's see, what's their code? ATVI. So in the last 3 months, they're down 40%. In the last year, they're down 27%. So yeah, it's a pretty downward spiral.
I mean, they also peaked pretty hard with like all the CODs and everything. So it's probably a little bit of overvaluation or whatever.
Well,
right?
kind of, but isn't the end of the year generally good for don't they usually plan releases around that? I mean, the last quarter or so has been a disaster for Blizzard's share prices.
Yeah, that's true. And they're also not really targeting holiday season this year, are they? Everything kind of came out early. Like, aren't you supposed to be releasing COD like 2 weeks ago?
But instead
it was like,
I don't know. I never understood that business model. I never understood the hype around Call of Duty so much so that the consumer base doesn't seem to care that they are actively getting ripped off, that they are just getting new versions of basically the same game once or multiple times a year just so that they can keep making money. You know, like,
all right, yeah.
I mean, they do get updated. It's not the same game, but a lot of them, it's the same engine. You know, it's just like additional content on the same engine with the same general mechanics and the same general weaponry. It's a very expensive game. If you've been a hardcore COD fan for the past 5 or 6 years, you've probably put more money into gaming than I have.
Yeah, probably. That's true.
You know what I mean? For any MOBA. MOBAs are much more that free-to-play style. That shit is not free-to-play. That's like the old-school box release, commercials on TV. Like,
dude, they have microtransactions now, too.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Tortellini's really mad at you right now, by the way.
Oh, good. All right, let me look at Twitch chat.
He's really upset with you because their share price... I mean, they're up 280% from 5 years ago. Yeah, but I mean, they're also like a fucking tech company, dude. Like, they should be. I would hope.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's
definitely
they're at a higher level than they were in April.
Yeah,
I mean that's okay.
That's why they're still down for the 1 year. Let's take a look at their multi-year here. Let's see their 5 year. Yeah, that's pretty good. Their 5 year is solid. Let's say this last year has eaten into their gains quite a bit by about half. So that's what I would say is relevant. But I digress. It doesn't really matter.
I don't know shit about stocks.
Has nothing to do with HOTS esports, to be honest. The game is just not esports enough. It's not.
Well,
it's not.
It makes no sense. You took away, like, you made it casual, and you made it fun, and then you took away all the stuff that makes it intense, and then you try and make it an esport. How does that make any sense?
I think the game has obviously changed since the last time I played it. It's been a little while. I've definitely played some HOTS. I think there is merit to the concepts that they did. That idea of shared XP, so that you're a team. You know, MOBAs definitely have that aspect of individualistic. Like, your carry needs to do his shit, and you can actually mess his shit up if you're stealing his last hits or messing up the wave equilibrium or whatever else. And HOTS tries to get rid of those sort of mechanics that are a little bit counterintuitive to a team game. And I think that's an admirable quest. And in some ways, that makes it fun, right? Like, I have enjoyed playing Heroes of the Storm on occasion with a group of friends because there's more objectives. You know, it's less about killing. You need to work together and collect shit and outmaneuver the other team. And that's kind of cool, but I do think it has a lower skill cap. Like, the impact of individual big plays compared to, like, Dota or even, like, League or something, it just seems very different. And there's something missing there. It doesn't have... what's the word for that element that it doesn't have? You know, that same high skill cap that, like, Counter-Strike does for individuals to make game-changing plays. You know, I don't think Heroes of the Storm has that same what's it called when one person
It's almost like a comeback
everybody?
Factor, honestly, is what it kind of comes down to.
It's a very strange game. The flow is quite odd.
Yeah, I just never really going to do it. I guess I don't know enough to talk about it, really.
Well, it seemed like not quite fleshed out all the way. It seemed like they had a cool idea, and then they said, this is going to be an esport. And then they ramped up some stuff around it, and it's just another piece of evidence that you can't force esports into something that doesn't have that organic basis around it. You know, like, Even Overwatch, it taps into that TF2.
Yeah, but why does it work for Overwatch, though? So, like, can we compare and contrast?
Sure. Well, I think part of it is because Overwatch taps into that TF2 audience. There are a group of people. What's the name for that genre? It's not like a proper FPS. It has a name, and now I don't know what it is. I just call it
TF2. Like Team something. There's some sort of word for it. I forget what they used to call it. Someone will know it.
I mean, I thought it wouldn't work for Overwatch, but it's
class-based shooters,
hero shooters, something like that. It's more of a unique genre where it stands out, and I think it
definitely has easier watchability,
and it's fun to play. It still has that degree of individual skill that matters, but it's more of a team game. I think it's more of a unique genre, and there's an audience waiting for it that Blizzard put infrastructure around. I don't think that's the case with Heroes of the Storm. I think we all looked at Heroes of the Storm and went, well, you either like League or you like Dota, but there aren't really that many people that are like, man, I wish there was a more casual version of a MOBA. League has already kind of cornered the market on that, and Dota's cornered the other side. I feel like MOBAs are pretty saturated. It felt like Blizzard was a little bit late to that one, and it was hard to siphon people away. Like, why would you want to quit League to start playing Heroes of the Storm? Where are you converting people from? But you look at that hero shooter genre, and there's this whole cast of people that are like, man, TF2 was awesome, but that game's old as fuck now. I don't want to play that anymore. They're excited to bring that life to a new game, And I think Overwatch is a fairly well-made game from a playability standpoint. We all had fun playing it when it was launched.
I still would have fun. If I want to just boot that up right now, I'm sure I'd have a good time playing Overwatch.
In the same way that Counter-Strike and Dota and League, there's that massive player base of people that just enjoy playing the game. Whether you're really grinding the ladder or playing with your friends or playing Overthrow, we just like playing Dota. That's a fun way to chill out at the end of a tournament. Overwatch has that same kind of fan base. It's a fun thing for people to do when they get home from work.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
what's going to happen to... I mean, Overwatch next year has they're doing some temporary, like, actual home games, I believe, and I don't think it's every city gets one. I believe certain cities have been selected to get like 3 games or something like that.
Huh.
It's kind of interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I struggle to evaluate the whole Overwatch ecosystem. When the whole thing was announced, I was vocal and cynical about it. I didn't think it would go as well as it has. I don't know if it's going well enough to really sustain itself. I'm
still pretty cynical.
Me too. Overall, all that stuff of the negative forecasting of investors expecting a pullback. I saw the Esports Observer just posted an article about everyone's forecasting overvaluation, so things are going to pull back a little bit, and it's to be expected. We shouldn't overreact. And I think that's true, and I think there are definitely some teams in that Overwatch franchise sitting there going, we put a fuckload of money into this. Where's it coming from? We're selling a little bit of merch, but like, when am I making my $10 million back? And then when am I actually making money after that? How many of these teams have actually broken even? How many of these teams are halfway to breaking even from their investment? I don't know, but my gut tells me it's not very many.
No, I'm sure no one's made their money back yet, for sure. After just 1 year, I don't even know when you would be planning to. I don't know what it is about Overwatch. I just I'm in the airport like twice now, and the last times I was traveling, and TSN, which is like, do you guys have TSN? You have ESPN. I think that's our version, basically.
Yeah, ESPN.
It's called TSN, and I see it, and I see like Bren and people up on this like show talking about Overwatch. They have like a segment that gets like aired on TSN in Canada, and I've seen it several times when I'm in the airport, and I'm just like, why is that? How did they get to be the people that represent us? It's just like,
yeah.
Why is it Overwatch of all the games? How did we let this happen? And then that worries me. Like, obviously, I love all the people that work for it. I definitely don't love the game. I think the game is pretty trash in an esports perspective. Oh God, I don't know.
I mean, it's different. I sort of agree, but I mean that's okay. I don't have to like it if there are hundreds of thousands of people out there that do like watching.
Are there though?
Well,
or is it harshly overinflated? Like,
sort of. Yeah, it's probably inflated. That's the thing. It's hard to gauge what the real numbers are. It's easy to inflate stuff when you have streams embedded in a client or it's auto-played and different. Like, you can drive traffic and force it. How organic is it? How much are those people really spending outside of the game? How engaged are they in the game? There's a lot of other metrics that you can look at. You could if you had access. Not that I'm saying it's easy to.
I think
Who knows?
The more I think about it, I guess my biggest problem is that like I loved the production. I watched Overwatch League and it's incredible. Like everything looks good. But the problem is the core concept of that damn game just seems so bad. Like I think they hired amazing staff. I think they have a great features and production, and all the panels are sick, and all the transitions look nice, and they have this cool arena, and there's lights and stuff flowing, and there's smoke machines. Yeah. But if these people are investing and they're making a franchise league, I just don't see Overwatch itself. Like I feel like that game has changed so massively to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean maybe I think there's enough of an audience that there's something there, and I think it's still better than a lot of the other alternatives, right? You'll see that same shit for the Clash Royale league that they have for $100,000 or whatever. It's the teams walking out. There's the smoke machine. You've got commentators in suits, and it looks relatively professional outside of people holding their phones, and it's a little goofy, but it's the same general framework. But then you look at the game and you're like, okay, well, this is not even really an esport. This is just like casting a solitaire competition or like, a boggle competition or something. There's a time and a place for it, but you can't just take any game and put it in that like esports framework of awesome lights and cool gamer stations and then just say this is an esport, it's going to work. Because look at the viewership on the Clash Royale League. It has been tanking over the last year because they haven't done anything interesting. They haven't done anything new. There's no innovation. It's just that same old empty basic framework. Now, I think you can apply that same logic to the other end of the spectrum, and that's part of why Fortnite has been doing so much better than PUBG and why they're holding this momentum, because they're embracing that the game is not an esport, right? They're utilizing streamers as entertainers.
They have an interesting,
right?
Like,
and they're putting them together into like, we're sort of doing competitions, and the game is by nature competitive. There's winners and losers, and people die, and there's rankings.
How often did we say this exact shit about PUBG tournaments, though? Like, how many times did we say, like, right at the start, everyone was saying, like, why aren't they focusing on streamers? Like, streamers are the story, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Fortnite's actually doing it, and they're doing it well. Like, did you see that clip? Ninja was just on ESPN yesterday or the day before because he had courtside seats at the Lakers game, and he had a little shout-out, and the guy mentioned that the commentator said he's more of a Halo fan, but he said something positive about gamers. Like, he admires anybody who can make a full-time living playing video games or whatever. So that that was kind of cool. Like Fortnite has really, I don't know what it is about Ninja. We were actually talking about this at the I can't believe it's not Summit. Like, what is the magic behind this guy? He must, and apparently his wife has worked as an agent or something in like the real industry for a long time. But his ability to leverage that fandom in Twitch, like getting that fandom is already impressive. But we've seen people get it before, then not know what to do with it. He has known what to do with it right away, where he's doing awesome integrations with Uber Eats and Red Bull, and like he did that Ninja
Samsung
tournament
commercial too.
Yeah, the Samsung commercial. He's been on TV. Like he was in the YouTube 2018 recap video as like one of the prominent like actors, so to speak. Like he's actually broken through the mainstream in a way that no one else has done before, at least that I've observed, so rapidly and just so like, holy shit, dude, this guy is the face right now.
It's crazy because I'd never heard of that guy until Fortnite dropped.
Me neither.
I never heard of it. I guess he was a Halo pro, from what I understand.
Yeah, probably. I think he worked in a sector of esports I'd never watched before. But I don't know. There's some magic to that, and I think Fortnite is right to embrace. Like, did you see they implemented that sword mechanic? It's basically like the sword from Halo 2, and they put it in right before that competition. Well, yeah, so they put it in before the competition, and then they doubled down when people said, hey, this thing's really broken and stupid. They said, yeah, we don't really care. We want the game to be fun, and part of that fun is surprising people. And then people got so mad that they backtracked and said, okay, we'll take it out. You guys were right, I guess. The sword sucks. So it is kind of cool they listen to their community, but I think it's the broader takeaway. It's more important that they're not trying to force it to be an esport. They're not doing the PUBG thing where like, this won't be competitive. This is Counter-Strike, but better. It's not. It's completely different. It's cartoony. It's fun. They're catering to a younger audience. They need to keep it PC, light, playful, and just keep it engaging. Yeah. It's a brilliant tactic to market their game and keep it fun. Absolutely brilliant.
So I saw... To move on to another game, I saw Toby tweeting about this morning, and then I just saw someone else chat say, is this the Atlas Waiting Room? Have you ever heard of this game? Because I have not. No, I will post the Steam link, the store link. I'm guessing it's going to be free to play. Maybe it's not. Is it? It doesn't say it's free to play, but something tells me it is. It's from the creators of Ark Survival Evolved comes Atlas, a massively multiplayer first and third person fantasy pirate adventure, which will host up to 40,000 players exploring the same globe simultaneously with an unprecedented scale of cooperation and conflict. Dude, are we hitting up some pirates later today or what?
Is this game out?
It comes out today.
Dude.
Are we streaming this shit or what, guys?
That sounds sick.
Think about how bad the servers are going to be, dude. It's going to be a disaster.
Is this basically like... So it's an MMO, so it's like
Is
World
this
of
Toby's
Warcraft.
New game?
Now that would be impressive. So it's like World of Warcraft meets Sea of Thieves. An endless adventure of piracy and sailing, exploration and combat, role-playing and progression, settlement and civilization building in one of the largest game worlds ever. Explore. Wow!
Dude, I can't wait. Let's
is
do
it
it.
out
Let's
like
pirates?
Did it come out yet, or is it like
no? It
dropping
comes out today.
tonight?
I don't know when.
It still says early access, dude. I'm actually pretty into this. Do you have to pay monthly? Is it free to play?
Dude, I have no idea. I thought I saw a Twitter saying it was free to play. Maybe I'm wrong. We should. Does anyone know? Is this thing free to play?
If it's free to play, I'm totally. It's called Atlas. For anyone wondering what the fuck we're talking about, it's this new MMO pirate game. I actually think it looks pretty sick. Fuck World of Warcraft. This new expansion's been boring as shit. It started strong. It's been boring. Everyone I know canceled their subs. I canceled mine. I'm looking to play a little Atlas. I was actually going to install Path of Exile. I talked to enough people that were like, Dakota kind of talked me into it. It was like, dude, it's free. It's fun. You should just try it because there's more content coming. The game is sick.
Oh, dude, we can talk about that for a while.
I would try it.
It is not free to play. Okay, I see on Steam that, yeah, we'll see how much it is. I don't know what it is.
All right. Anybody know what the
continue
cost
about
is?
PoE. We can talk about this forever.
No, I don't know anything other than I haven't installed it yet. I was just thinking about it might actually be time. It's one of my gaming regrets. I really thought when PoE was announced, it would be one of those games that would come out and they go, this is kind of cool, and then it would get abandoned like every other kind of D2 clone around that time. PoE was one that was legit. They're in it to win it. They're still releasing content. It's still being updated. They still have more content to go. The only reason I haven't learned it is because it's so deep and has a skill cap, and I haven't wanted to invest the time into a game that might not stick around. So I feel like I fucked up on that one.
I would like to give a shout out to David in the chat. Observer David is in here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's his name?
It's Pop Tart Daisy.
Pop Tart. Okay, let's see here. Maybe I'll.
He is he's a hero. If you guys have seen David on any of the Summit streams as of late, he's the man.
He sure is.
He's just some guy who wanted to observe, and there he was. Then there was David.
Yeah. So anyway, I think I need to start learning PoE just in general because it was the same with Counter-Strike. The reason I installed Counter-Strike is I was tired of being left out of conversations. Everybody could watch it and they knew what was going on. I'm like, which gun is good? Is that one expensive? What's the auto? Aren't they all automatic? You know, like I was tired of being that guy. So I bought the game and started playing, and now I at least know which guns do what, and I can have a reasonable conversation at a baseline level about CSGO.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get that way with PoE. I need to at least master a nice class. I want to play a Ranger. I think I'm all about the Ranger.
So I've played a little bit. I'm definitely no expert. I played a little bit like a year ago. I haven't played very much recently, but it's definitely not hard to play. That's the difference, right? Like,
sure.
If you think about Dota has a huge knowledge cap. That, you have to research everything, and then you also suck at playing. Sure. But in terms of PoE, all you have to do is research it, and you're not going to suck at playing because you're basically just playing any of those Diablo games you've played before in the past, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. So you basically just the hardest part is finding a build that you want to do, and at that point, you should definitely just essentially follow a build.
Yeah, that's what Dakota said. Like, just follow a guide so that you can learn the game without having to stress about like, am I making the wrong choice? Because he said you will get lost and you will make wrong decisions that you regret and have to do stuff over or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it's pretty cool. I'm down to check out this pirate game. I'm going to go upstairs and tell Carlo about it. I'm stoked.
Tell Carlo we're playing pirates tonight.
I'm ready. Dude, so I'm going home, though, for Christmas this year. I fly out tomorrow. Yeah. I just got back, but I'm going to Philly tomorrow until Sunday. So I fly back on New Year's Eve, and then we're doing the old Moonduck Christmas. I was toying with the idea of doing a Christmas Day chill stream while we're just hanging out and cooking around the house, but I don't know if I want to. I can't decide if it'll actually be fun or if it'll just be some lame content that'll end up being a pain in the ass. I wanted Slacks to come over, but I think he's doing the family thing, so that's a bummer.
Yeah, he has this like wife thing and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
What a loser.
What a square. I'm an absolute nerd.
You should do something. That'd be kind of fun.
I think so.
Maybe not like the whole day, but yeah. What if you guys did like a cooking stream with Carlo?
What I really want to do, that would be fun. I also want to do a science fiction theater with classic Christmas movies. You know, like,
that would be fun.
Do you think we get flagged? Like, what if we put on Home Alone with like a picture-in-picture of like our streaming cam? And
dude, don't do that. Don't ban our stream, dude. No. Home Alone.
You're
gonna have to do like original Christmas Carol kind of shit, like something that's in the public domain.
Is there any Christmas shit in the public domain? How about A Christmas Story? Think we could do that one?
I don't think so. I think that is still probably owned by some corporation.
It's what's the word? Transfigurative or whatever? It's
transformative.
Transformative. That's it. Yeah, it's transformative. It's mostly me and Slacks yelling loudly over the dialogue, so you have to read the subtitles.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll do it on the Zyori Twitch channel. So that way, if it gets flagged, it's like, well, nothing was really lost.
Here's my thing. I don't see how Ninja gets to co-stream Thursday Night Football and we don't. I say we apply to Twitch. I say we pull some strings and we commentate Thursday Night Football. I feel like we should get to do it. Wouldn't that not be the funnest thing ever?
It would be pretty sick.
Do you know how hilarious it would be?
We need somebody like Carlo to help carry us that actually knows the rules. But I think Carlo could actually be a football commentator. I know most of the rules.
My best friend was the #1 Madden player in North America in high school.
Oh, there you go.
So I learned. Good enough for me, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been wanting to do that science fiction theater idea forever, though. So I don't know. I don't know how to make it come to life, man. I mean, really? Are we going to get DMCA'd on Christmas? We're just trying to spread some Christmas joy.
Yes, are you serious, dude? Home Alone, they will eat you alive, and we will lose our Twitch stream.
Okay. All right, fair. Fuck. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, rip hots. I did see that a lot of people were coming over to play Dota. I saw on the subreddit there were several posts of like, hey, coming over from the dark side.
Yes, there were a lot of those.
If you got any pointers, just let me know. So that's exciting. You know, I did meet a girl on an airplane that was a HOTS player, a hardcore HOTS player. This was like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. She saw on my old phone I had the Moonduck logo with a little wizard hat sticker there, and she saw it and asked what it was. So I explained that we do Dota stuff. She goes, oh, Dota. I play that MOBA for people that are casual and really suck at MOBAs. I was like, oh, which one?
Oh, you must mean which one?
So, and then she goes, I play Heroes of the Storm. I was like, wow. And then she continued to talk to me about Heroes of the Storm mechanics for another 10 minutes, and I very quickly lost interest. I was like, yep, that sounds really uninteresting. Sorry. You know, she was nice. She was very nice, but not a Dota player. Not a Dota player, that's for sure.
Great conversation.
I mean, I hate talking to people on airplanes. All right, that is one of my curmudgeonly.
Yeah, that's a no-go, man. Just leave me alone.
My girlfriend is very social with strangers. Every time she rides the bus, she says she talks to people, and I'm like, you are my worst nightmare. The stranger on the bus, it's just like, hello, what do you do? I'm like, I know you don't care. And I don't care what you do, so don't fucking ask. Let me listen to my DMX in peace, lady. All right?
The thing that's really hard is that if they ask, like, sometimes it happens to me on a plane, right? Sit down, and someone's next to you, and they're like, oh, what were you doing in Japan? It's like, oh, I was just on a layover.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd you come from? I was in Malaysia. Oh, what were you doing there? Business. Oh, what kind of business? Video games. Oh, video games. It's like, dude, you can't explain it. It takes forever.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't mind talking about it to people that actually care, but when it's just that, oh, cool. Well, now I'm going to throw this information away and walk away now. See you never. It's just, why did we just do that? I'd rather just not have to do that and keep to myself. Maybe I should just move to Eastern Europe. I think that's where I need to go.
Yeah.
I don't know, but on flights, it's brutal. You know, I'm an earbud kind of guy. I'll be honest, I keep earbuds in for most of the flight. I'd say half the time there's no music playing. It's just straight up to drown out airplane noise and create the illusion that I am in my own world and I need not be fucked with. You know, just keep the ice cream. You know, I'm down to eat your shitty food, but I don't want the Haagen-Dazs. I don't want to eat a bowl of frozen cream on a plane and then shit my guts out 4 hours later in that little toilet. Why do they give you Haagen-Dazs on all the international flights for United?
Dude,
I don't
awesome.
get it.
I'm not lactose intolerant. So
well, maybe I am. That's the one time I don't want ice cream. Halfway through a flight after I've had 2 glasses of wine and whatever shitty noodles that they just gave me with some beef brisket, I'm already going to be farting up a storm. I don't need any cream on top of that, dude. It's bad news bears. They're setting you up to fail.
Have you ever gotten the Qatar Airways flights?
I have not. I've heard rumors. I've always
dude,
wanted
the
to.
food is so good on those flights. It's unbelievable. I had it there and back from Malaysia, and I just could not be happier. Now, mind you, I had to fly the wrong way around the world. Everyone else flew over the Pacific, but old Trent, apparently that extra little trip across North America is a little too much, so I have to go across Europe and everything.
I mean, to be
but
fair,
it's worth
you're
it for
like
Qatar,
you're
dude.
hanging out over there. You know, it's like you think of where the
I
East
know,
Coast
I'm basically
is,
European.
and you're like, yeah, you and Iceland are bumping uglies over there.
Oh, it's so good.
You can almost see them. So yeah, I think we're winding down here. Definitely want to give a shout out to Shiver, who is doing well apparently, as reported by OD Pixel, that she's made it out of surgery, and I guess today she is having her reconstructive surgery. For those of you that have been following that whole tale, I know she's blogged a lot about it. I think it was at shivergaming.com, something like that. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll pop up.
I really liked the, you know how they do like the prep drawings, and she posted the prep drawing of the little Y, like the cleavage. That was so funny.
Oh yeah. But that's good. Very, very relieved and glad to hear that was smooth and well. And obviously it was a planned surgery, but surgery is always a little scary nonetheless. So that's good. Positive vibes, man. You know what a great Christmas gift that is. Some good news regarding health. Because fuck, man, if there's one thing you want to keep well, it's your goddamn health. Yikers.
Touche. Yeah, for sure.
Touche.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite Smash character so far? I was curious. Have you settled on anything yet?
Not quite. So back in like the 64 days, I always gravitated towards Kirby. I know Kirby's terrible in Melee and just in general. He's like notorious for being pretty shitty. Yep. I would say I'm most comfortable with his basic mechanics. I like his forward B being a fucking giant hammer.
Do you know why you're so comfortable with his mechanics, actually?
Because he's slow and easy.
He is he's like one of the most basic characters. So he's one of like the favorite characters for Sakura, if I'm not mistaken, because he created the Kirby games. Am I wrong on that? I think I'm right on that.
Okay,
but anyway, all of his moves are the absolute most basic thing you would expect them to do, right? So like he's the default character for a reason, because if you hold a direction and press any button, his move basically does exactly what you would expect it to do in those situations, if that makes sense. Like, there's no confusion. His down B is a straight down. His up B is a straight up, you know?
Yep. I find his up B to be very nice. I feel like I fuck the computers up with that thing a lot. Sometimes just chaining up Bs is enough to get him in position for a nice forward smash. Bam! Kick him right in the jubblies.
Yeah, he's basically like the default thing, so it's nice. But have you played Pikachu yet? Because Pikachu is busted.
I was gonna say I have played Pikachu, and he felt surprisingly good. Very fast, insane. Very strong. I felt like
tier.
I don't know that much about Pikachu, and I was smashing people. He was actually my highest score for a while, which I felt like came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I think Pikachu, Inkling, and Chrome. Crom, I don't know how to say it. It's one of the Fire Emblem people. That guy is insane. Oh my god, that guy is so broken. If you know how to combo as that character, by far the best character in Ultimate right now.
I feel like I'd have to look at the list or something. Yeah. I liked Villager a little bit. I want to play him a lot more.
Villager's pretty fun.
I'm trying to think.
I've been playing a lot of Link myself. Link is super good.
I like the classics. I'm not a big Falco fan, but I understand how Fox works. I'm not a good Fox, but from like my shitty perspective, I understand what Fox does very well.
I see. So Tort's talking about the K Rool. Have you played any K Rool yet? Because K Rool is incredible.
I don't know shit about K Rool.
Have you played any of the heavy characters? You know, some Donkey Kong.
Bowser.
Bowser. All right. Heavies are so fun. Like. This game, heavies are finally good, which is awesome, because heavies have been pretty bad in most games. Smash 4, you could kind of make DK work, but you were struggling pretty hard to make him good. Mm-hmm. Now this engine, the heavies just feel, they feel real nice.
Yeah.
So get some K Rool on, dude. K Rool's probably the best heavy, I would say. Very fun to play. Has a lot of options. Has a little bit of projectile action going on. He's got this crown that, for some reason, beats every other projectile. I guess because he's the king. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely my number one recommendation for a heavy. DK is also good.
Yeah, I like this. I thought Zyori would like Peach. I actually want to like Peach, but I'm bad. I just can't do it. I see even the computer Peach. I see the combos that she does to me, and I just can't replicate it for some reason. There's something about Peach. Her scope is beyond my brain. I don't know what it is. I'm not a Peach player. Just not for me.
No. The online people ask me the online. Do you have the LAN adapter by any chance?
No, I don't think so.
So you can get a USB 3.0 conversion to Ethernet, and then you can plug your Switch into the Ethernet. It makes a huge difference. I can instantly tell when I'm connected to someone else that has the Ethernet.
Okay. I have
it is a
not
big
played
difference.
online. I don't have the Nintendo Online yet. I've only played single player stuff.
Oh yeah. No, it's yeah. So if you're connected, like you can basically go into rooms and you can find other people that are using the wired section if they like put it in their title or whatever. And it honestly feels like obviously it's not as good as playing with someone next to you. Of course, you're never gonna get that, but it feels really good if the other person has a wired connection. And even overall, it's pretty good.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. And no, there is the For Glory is now gone. If you guys played Smash 4, basically you can choose your own rules and it tries to match up with other people that are similar. So you don't have to just do 2 stocks 5 minutes on Final Destination every single match, thank God. But a lot of people still do that. People basically just choose a rule set that fits their character the best, which is really irritating. Whereas if you're a nice boy like me, you just put it on 7 minutes, 3 stocks, Battlefield. Those are your I'm a good person rules for all you people out there.
I'm excited for the next like event where everyone's hanging out and we get to play some Smash and just chill. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. I'm very glad that I bought it. I don't know. Now I don't know why I thought I wouldn't like it.
See, I knew you'd get into
weird.
that.
It's very weird, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get into the single player. The single player is a good way to start
it just
going.
feels better. Like I remember buying Melee when it came out, when I had a GameCube, and it's just a regular game. And I was like, yeah, this is okay. This is pretty cool. It's definitely harder than 64. I can feel the better skill cap. It's pretty fun, but I don't love it. Brawl came out, and I actually just did not enjoy it. I played maybe 10 to 15 hours of it and just went, this game's not for me. I'm not even interested in the single player. I don't know what it was about it. I don't know if that's just me being a retroactive bandwagoner, but I definitely had a completely different feeling with the last Smash. And I didn't even try what it was, Smash 4. So the one after that, I didn't even really fuck around with that one at all. So yeah, it's just nice to have that feeling of, oh, this game's fun. Like I was sitting on the plane thinking I can't wait to take off because I want to fucking, play Captain Falcon, who I just unlocked. It's a cool feeling. I like that. Well, it's cool the way you unlock the heroes individually. You get that feeling of, oh shit, I forgot about Captain Falcon. I didn't notice he wasn't there. Fuck yeah, let's Falcon.
Yeah, that definitely kept happening to me too.
Like, oh shit, I forgot. It's
Yeah.
I still get that feeling because I don't know how many characters there are, so I don't think I've unlocked all of them.
All right. Well,
anyway.
I think that does it then.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we hit everything.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
what
about our year in review? Was there anything that we wanted to?
Know.
I mean, maybe we should save that. Maybe we'll do it post New Year. We'll do it a year in review.
Yeah.
How about that?
No, that sounds good.
We'll start the fresh year. We'll do a whole show based on everything that happened last year. We'll laugh about all the dramas that we forgot about.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
I don't know what the game plan is content-wise for the rest of the year. I would like to do a What the Duck at some point, but I don't know when, where, what. I don't know whose schedule is where, and I'm going to be gone for the next couple days. So this very well could be the last piece of content on Moonduck for 2018. It has been a great year, and the Moonduck website is still under construction. Old Zyori's taking his time with that one. But
second last piece of content. Don't forget your Christmas Day stream.
And the Christmas Day stream.
That you're now promising it.
That's true. I think we might have to rig that up. No, we're making plans. It's going to be good. We're going to make a prime rib, I think, so that'll be fun. But yeah, boys and girls, you'll find this one on the Moonduck YouTube. You'll find it on Zyori.tv for the audio only. And I think that'll do her. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good holiday. And take care of yourselves.
Bye, everybody.